Okay, so let's run the program, or let's run the project that we just created. Because Code Blocks, being the lovely individuals that they are, they provided us a script that was actually complete. They filled in some lines for us, and it actually does something. So let's look at what that thing is. But before we do that, I want to show you guys this window pane just below this text area. So the one with the blue bar right here that says logs and others. We see a number of tabs. Each one confers a different message. It just basically, it's a way of logging certain actions and making sure that things did what you wanted them to do. It's just a nice little informational thing, and will be very helpful as we move further down and as your scripts get more convoluted and more complex. You'll very much so rely on them. Okay, so at the very top we have file. So now I've changed subjects. We're now gonna navigate the top part of this GUI. We have File, Edit, View, Search, Project, and Build. Let's stop at Build and let's click on Build. And we see Build, Compile Current File, and each one has their hotkey. So Build is Control F9, Control Shift F9. So as you become more savvy and you become experts in this, you don't need to go to the menu. You can just do Control Shift F9, blah, blah, blah. So which you will, you're all going to be experts. Okay, and we see all these crazy buttons. So in order to see if your project works, what you have to do is you have to build it all together. All the little nitty-gritty parts that it is composed of have to be constructed, have to be compiled, and what this process of construction, building, and compiling does is it churns our lovely English language-esque computer code into machine language that can be fed into your computer, and the computer can actually read it and run it and do something. So that's what building and compiling does. Imagine it taking a book that's written in English and turning it into a bunch of ones and zeros. That's all it does, and that's what makes C++ an interpreted language rather than a compiled language rather than an interpreted language like Python or JavaScript. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to build, okay, and we're going to select compile current file. Now as we can see, I actually already compiled this, but for you guys you should see some blue lines if it's your first time compiling the script that say that the process completed with a status of 0. Now 0 is good. Whenever a process or a compilation or a building ends with 0, it means that the computer did not return any errors. If it returns a number, as in a value other than 0, then you have trouble. But in our case, it's good, which is what we expect because it's what they give us from the get-go. So we would expect it to work. Okay, so we've compiled our script. Now let's go to build, and we're going to select build. Okay. So now it's going to say target is up to date, nothing can be done. Because I've already compiled this script and built it as well, there's nothing for you guys to see in this particular tutorial on my end. But what you should see in your build log, crap, what did I do? Haha. And now a tutorial on what not to do. Oh, damn it, Alex. Okay. So this is how you readjust your logs and others. And now we know. Sorry about that. Okay, so you guys get the idea. Oh, and these little buttons can do that. Fun. Okay, so your build went well, your compiling went well. Now, once you've compiled and built, you can go back to build and select run. So click on run. And now all this program does is it returns the 2 words and the exclamation point, hello world. That's all it does. But you need to interpret it slightly differently. What it does is it takes a phrase, it takes an English phrase, and it prints it. It tells the console to print this phrase onto the screen and show that screen to the user. And so the computer takes the code and it completes those actions, and what we see is a box. And I know that you're all just blown away at how remarkable this is. 2 words on a screen. But it's a basic thing, and it's the first script that everybody learns when it comes to computer programming. So, and as you can see, process returned 0, execution time, and this time depends on whether it's the first time you've run the script and how fast your computer is. If you select Enter or A or S or any key, it closes. And that's it. So you just built, compiled, and ran your first program and your first project. And if I could, I would have pat you all on the back.